You have to die from something. You've all heard somebody say that before, maybe even yourself. We all have to die from something. But what if I told you that that mindset could be stealing your peace and your power? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you something that most people just never think about, the connection between your everyday choices and the way your life ends. And I'm also going to share with you one thing that people who die peacefully almost always have in common, and how you can begin aligning yourself with it starting today. So if you care about living well and dying well, stay with me. This could change the way you live the rest of your life. You hear it all the time, usually said when someone lights another cigarette, orders another drink, orders their Big Mac and fries, shrugging off their health, and I'm going to die anyway, I might as well just enjoy myself. And it sounds rebellious, and you think, well, okay, but then you look at them later in life, and what does their life look like? And I'm going to tell you a quick little story because I have a relative, a close relative of mine, that had made those choices, especially with food. Overeating, French fries and burgers, a lot of processed foods for many years, and tried all kinds of diets, but really didn't change his lifestyle. And every time we went out to eat, it was the same thing. We would order all healthy stuff, and he would be ordering burgers and fries, milkshakes, even the worst of everything. And my sister and I both like watching this relative, got very upset, and just realized we have to let it go. It's not our responsibility. We are responsible for ourselves. Now, at this time, this individual, our close relative, is in a lot of pain every day, taking pain meds, unable to really do a lot in life, unable to work, and is younger than me. And whereas we both have the same scoliosis, grew up very similarly, definitely went down different roads with our choices. So you're really trading your long-term well-being for the momentary pleasure, and that's not really true freedom. And here's the part that we rarely talk about. Sudden death is actually very rare. Most people don't simply pass in their sleep. They go through a process. And that process is shaped by the choices that we made long before that final day. So the question is not if we die, but how. Do we die with grace or struggle, with peace or pain? That's the choice that we have every day. Science gives us some real answers here. We have found that balanced lifestyles, where we care for our body, we regulate stress, and stay connected, actually lead to fewer hospitalizations, less emotional distress, more dignity at the end of our life. And studies like the Institute of Medicine's Dying in America report and the Harvard Development Study and the Nurses' Health Study all confirm this. People who live with intention don't just live longer, they live better. In the Nurses' Health Study, participants who maintained 4+ healthy habits reported significantly less fear approaching death. And look at the Harvard Adult Development Study. Those with strong health habits experienced far fewer days of hospitalization in their final year. And in the findings in the international study, preventive health practices strongly predict the ability to die at home with minimal suffering. That's actually very encouraging, I think, for me anyway. So that was the good news. Now let's look at the flip side. Unhealthy habits, numbing behaviors, and disconnection often lead to more painful hospital interventions, long drawn-out disability, isolation, regret, and fear. And this isn't to scare you, it's just to show you that what most people don't realize before it's too late is that the cost of enjoying life now has boundaries, and that many people live miserably for many years because of those choices. We have the ability to change today. There's a quote that I love: the tragedy isn't dying, it's dying without choice. And if you're someone who makes life decisions guided by faith or spirituality, here's something that you may not have considered. So every major sacred tradition honors caring for ourselves as part of our spiritual responsibility. In Christianity, a heart at peace gives life to the body. In Hinduism, lift yourself by your own self. You are your own friend and enemy, from the Bhagavad Gita. And in Buddhism, if one holds oneself dear, one should diligently take care of oneself. So this isn't vanity, it's dharma, it's our sacred work. And I found it very interesting that all these major religions talk a lot about this personal responsibility. And so many people that do say that you have to live your life kind of thing, and they eat themselves to death, or they smoke cigarettes. I know a number of people who are still smoking in their 60s and over, or drinking, or addictions, all of those kind of things. I understand that sometimes we don't have full control, and that's when you really need to get professional help. But we also fool ourselves by doing things unconsciously, thinking that we're exhibiting our freedom. And that's the part that I want to really bring out in this video, is that is not real true freedom. And when you have an end of life that you have lost control of, when you're in constant pain, like my relation, or you're falling all the time, or all these other things that happen to us that we think we have lost control, really it's because of these choices that we made through our entire life. So when is the time to take that to heart? That's right now. So what does a peaceful death actually look like if you haven't experienced that with someone else, obviously not with yourself? Pain, your emotions are settled, you have loved ones nearby, you have spiritual and personal closure, and most often it's in a familiar setting, not in a hospital filled with wires. The kind of ending doesn't happen by accident. It is actually the result of a lifetime of choices that create inner peace and outer support. So what does that mean from a practical perspective? So here are some of the habits that shape just not how we live, but how we die. So of course, what you eat, your nourishment, how you move, exercise and movement, how you rest. Do you have good sleep? Managing stress, having nourishing relationships, having boundaries. These are all things that build resilience and physical strength that really help determine how our final chapter ends. So that would include a healthy diet, movement. I have some other videos on YouTube about that. What are the important things? Walking is certainly one of them. Keeping your body moving. Strength exercises help pump oxygen and blood, having better musculature. Balance exercises, I'm really big on that. It would include like yoga, tai chi, and other types of balance exercises, even standing on one leg. I just did a video about that, how important it is that you can stand on one leg for 30 seconds on either side. And those kind of things you can normally build up and be able to accomplish with practice. Mindfulness, so you don't have to sit and meditate for an hour. We can also just sit in prayer, being calm and calming our body and our mind are very important. Music may do that for you. Music, dancing, hugging a tree. There are many different options that can fit any lifestyle. And also the social bonds are extremely important, not only just to give to everyone, which a lot of women give so much that they don't know how to receive, and they don't know how to set boundaries and say no. They have found that we live better at the end of our life, and in general with less stress when we learn how to set boundaries. So that's also another important component. So you might be thinking that you've waited too long. Believe me, you haven't. You can change at any age. It doesn't take a perfect lifestyle to change your trajectory. It's just one shift at a time can change the ending. A walk instead of a pill, saying I'm sorry, a glass of water. The pen is still in our hand, so to speak. We're still writing our story. As long as you're moving and you're able to breathe, there's always a way to change. So it really isn't important which one you choose. I gave you a lot of different options. Pick one of them and start there. So let's redefine freedom, right? It's not doing whatever I want. It's choosing what truly serves you. There's a consciousness involved. Freedom implies responsibility, and although we are free to act, we're also responsible and accountable for the choices that we make. And when our choices align with our values and our goals, then we're truly free and happy. So don't die feeling like you missed it. Live in a way that you'll be proud to look back on and ready to let go when the time comes. Now, I would love for you to share your story, comment below and tell us your experience. Have you transformed a bad habit or know someone who is struggling? And I also want to invite you to join our Holistic Anti-Aging Sisterhood, where you can be with like-minded women in a supportive community, and I share a volume of anti-aging information, the latest research, but things that are applicable to real life and things that are affordable, not the expensive gadgets that you need or major changes in diet. It's really just about making those small changes over a period of time. All right, so let's begin today. I'm Dr. Manon Fielding. If this video is helpful to you, please like and subscribe to our channel because we have lots more coming, and there's a volume of information already on our YouTube channel, and we'd love to share that with you. The Holistic Anti-Aging Sisterhood is free to join right now, so go ahead and click the link in the description, and we look forward to seeing you there.